do again is just appeal that to the ministry that they should work with us, they should have a dialogue and they should try and resolve this. I think
to be responsible.
The elitism thing which you said, so when the protest really started, there was a bunch of videos that went around which were Gajendra Chauhan's, earlier films, Kalki Koechlin, Jungle Love, etc. And so it became a question of not elitism but high art and low art, and how art can be really classified as being either. Right? So what would you say about that? I mean, he is an actor, he's not like somebody who's out.
It was a question of sensibility. Please, it was not high art and low art. It was a question of sensibility. If this man comes from this sensibility, that was the point that was being made.
I already answered that question, and I also think it's irrelevant because Zaveen said a very important thing in the beginning, that repeatedly turning the issue to Mr. Gajendra Chauhan and his filmography and all that is actually undermining the very important issue that these gentlemen and ladies are saying here. It's not only Mr. Gajendra Chauhan, it's other names in the committee like Anurag Isis, like Pathak, and some other names which we all know. I'm currently forgetting those names. If you study the biodata, if you study the curriculum vitae of those people, and if you study the utterances of those people as to how they plan to run FTII or how they plan to influence the course structure and the students of FTII, it is not something that augurs well for a free educational institute like FTII. That is the core issue. Nothing else, nothing else. Everything else is actually dross. The issue is this, it's a serious issue. It should not be personalized. It should not become a media feeding frenzy of 9 o'clock debates which do not achieve anything. It is a question of the independence of a premier educational institute which churns out talent which the world recognizes. It's India's, in a way, FTI can be called one of the cultural ambassadors or the incubator of the cultural ambassadors of the country. If we make it subservient to any kind of an ism, we turn out clones, and nobody in the world and nobody within the country will take us seriously. That's what the issue is.
Yeah, very well put.
last of all,
We are thankful
by all of them, we want to say thank you to everyone. And if you have any further questions, please ask them.
If the government doesn't relent, what's the next step for the students?
See, we don't know what the next.
we would consider what the students are demanding and revise their opinion.
Yeah, and right now we want to dialogue. We are also actually sending a letter to the Prime Minister, which we have drafted from the Ex-Students Association. There's a letter, personal letter addressed to the Prime Minister, and we're sending it to his office directly. Again, asking for the same thing, saying that we would like to work towards, excellence, and we want to aid that, that idea of excellence, and we.
This is my opinion, and I've shared it with many other professionals. Again and again, please don't, you can bring up, but please don't confuse the issue of the privatization of FTII with the independence of the FTII. Whether FTII is governed by, is owned by the government, is funded by the government, or funded by a private institute, or funded by the Pirates of the Caribbean, it doesn't matter. It still has to be independent, no?
Correct.
So, the moment when one talks about the autonomy of an educational institute, the issue of whether the institute is relevant, whether the issue is privately funded or government funded, is the institute facing north, all these kinds of weird issues are put into first the core issue. Till the time FTI is there, and till the time it's owned by the government or the private body or whatever it is, the society that forms the course structure, the society that handles the making of the filmmakers who come out of the institute should be free from any kind of influence. Again, I'm sorry I'm repeating, but this is the issue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all of you who are here. Thank you very much for your support. and we hope the government will listen to us.
Thank you all the senior editors and lead journalists who came. Thank you, you too.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so koi gana sunna hai na? Yeah, absolutely. But one more thing, we'd like to present Badshah with a special plaque. So I'd ask Sumit and Siddharth to please do the honors.